when I said Mangalacharan plus the mantra, so we need not to become a singer but a seeker. So first, eyes are closed, find out the position of the body, place, and posture, and then become aware that you are comfortable. This is as if you are doing the practice. I need a little explanation so that your mind will be able to pick up easily. So, when the moment you wake up in the morning, you just sit on the bed. What is important? Sitting on the bed in the morning and lying down late in the before retiring to the bed. Their mind will say, "No, no, let me sit on the couch. It is very challenging. Mind has gone somewhere." No, you have to push it. Now I have to sit. So experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and also being carefree. Just being carefree for a while. Carefree, you already know it. If you don't know, you have to understand it. Thoughts are coming and going, and you are aware of the space. Now you need not to be a singer, sir. Om Sahana Vavatu. Som Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Well, in the beginning, if you cannot do it, it's okay, but you simply listen to it. So, first is saying the mantra, second is going to the meaning, protection from the external challenges or difficulties. Eyes are remain closed, so the principle goes beyond the mere physical security. So let we both be protected. So here you become aware of everyone, whosoever comes to your mind, so we should be protected. What is the highest level of protection? So we are not only safeguarding, I am safeguarding my spiritual journey and inner growth. I have to evolve, rise in consciousness. So, whenever the mind starts running after any situation, person outside, I have to bring it back to this message of the mantra. Sahanau Bhunaktu. Simply saying Sahanau Bhunaktu, mentally or loudly, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahanau Bhunaktu. Where is the meaning? Finding the joy in the process of self discovery, even during the challenging times. So, what will happen? That you woke up, you are sitting, mind says, "No, no, let us have a cup of tea or coffee and then I will sit." So, your mind is already going astray. So, we have not to do that. Sahaviryam Sahano Bhunaktu Tejasvinavadhitamastu Tejasvinavadhitamastu Tejasvinavadhitamastu. I made a mistake. Before that, it is Sahaviryam Karvavahe. Sahaviryam Karvavahe. So here we are demanding the intellect should be aware of the mind, and the mind is not going anywhere. So I understood the meaning. So you'd have to check. Mind is not going anywhere, but mind is going inside. Sahaviryam Karvavahe. Sahaviryam Karvavahe. Sahaviryam means that I have a tremendous energy to pursue the path of the self discovery. No, no, I don't want to push myself. No, I have to push myself. I will explain that. Sahaviryam karvavahe. Intellectually, mentally, physically, I have tremendous energy to be absorbed and assimilate and digest the knowledge. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. My intellect should be alert, vigilant, and brilliant. Why? To get rid of the delusion caused by the mind. What is your experience at this moment, living in a moment? Is the mind running after so many things? I have to bring it back. Ma vidvisha vahe, ma vidvisha vahe, ma vidvisha vahe. No envy, no jealousy. That is the last factor of the delusion. If you can remember, it starts with the unexamined life, likes and dislikes, attachment, detachment, and then emotional dependence, and then ego, and ultimately it ends up in envy. And we try to intellectualize, no, I am not jealous of anyone. So I have to look into that. If there is any person, situation, event. I'll be repeating this and I'll record it again uh, next week. So in the meantime, you can continue. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, just for 5 minutes, with understanding, you are mentally or loudly, whatever it is, you are saying mentally, Om. Mind starts looking deep inside the heart. First, Shanti to the known word. You become aware of the word. Shanti to that known word, starting from your near and the dear ones, the family, country, nation, and the entire world. Second, Shanti to the unknown word. I don't know why I have this problem. I don't know from where this peace has come. And third, Shanti, that Shanti is our essential nature. Now just start saying mentally with reference to the known word, unknown word, and yourself. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Mentally you are saying, but with reflection. Om Shanti. Shanti means peace. Peace means withdrawal of the mind, aware of the infinite space. So, in that infinite space, the known world exists. In that infinite space, the unknown world exists. And in that infinite space, my real self also exists. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And just stop this japa mantra and check the state of the mind. If the state of the mind is calm, relaxed, and free, obviously we have done it. And if not, we have to simply repeat it. And open your eyes. Let us. So I will be repeating, I will record this mantra. Very important session from the point of view of everyone, that I will take up the question. I will not name it, who has sent me this question, and then we will understand it clearly. So, I have noticed more anxiety, delusion, and although I am practicing and contemplating daily, I am surprised by the amount of work it is taking for me to redirect my thoughts back, and still feeling a good amount of anxiety. The person has written clearly, and I feel like that I'm missing something. Obviously, we are missing something. And what is that we are missing? We need to understand it clearly. That is what happens. You wake up in the morning, you have started doing, and the mind is just jumping around. It remembers the past, it remembers the reaction, it remembers the duality and a conflict. Very insightful question. And we might be experiencing that, but we have to understand it. Eastern wisdom, I told you, 200% believes in cause and effect of understanding. Gita, one of the best texts, one of the highest, it says simple that what is inside is not aligning with what is outside. Think of the meaning, and then I will give it a meaning. Mind says something inside and something else is happening outside. Oh, look at this guy, crazy guy. Hello, how are you? This is my outer expression. And inner expression is I have an envy and jealous. I have a reaction. Those people will not join the session. Why I have this anxiety delusion inside? Did we really understand? If you understand the 8 and 9 factors that I discussed, the world is suffering, you will know. The mind is not able to be educated. The mind is not educated by these 9 factors, which is causing me the problem. What are those 9 factors? Unexamined life. Whenever the mind has any form of anxiety, duality, and a conflict, it is because of the unexamined life, foolishness. Why foolishness? Understand, that is the first factor. Second is the scattered mind. Because of the foolishness, the mind scatters. Where it scatters? It scatters in picking up the some form of expectation, pleasure-seeking idea. That is why it is distracted. What happens when there is a distraction? It causes the attachment, clinging. So I have a thought. That is why I am not able to, that is why it is taking a long time. But anyhow, even if it is taking a long time, I am able to come down. First, I am explaining in a different way, and then I will have very pragmatic approach. So the third, because of the attachment, I have an emotional dependence. Now I have an emotional dependence, and outside I'm doing the practice, it will not work. I already created a false foundation. And that emotional dependence causes the selfishness. What is selfishness? I've been telling you that you do this, but you don't do this. And I'm a seeker, that's why I'm not saying anything. Ah, you are a seeker, that's why you are not saying anything. Ah, you are a great seeker, then why you are stressed? Did I find it? I'm just going slowly. So then what happens? After the selfishness, the intellect is paralyzed by the mind. That is why you said it is taking a long time. I still have the anxiety, I still have the duality. I'm not understanding anything. I want to keep all my expectations and the pleasure seeking thoughts from the world, from the kid, from the honey, from outside world. So the mind has a different perception of the external world, and the knowledge is saying something else. So there is a lot of conflict. Can you name it what it means? I'll just tell you. The intellectual intellect is paralyzed. When the intellect is paralyzed, it will definitely take very long time. So why? Because now because intellect is paralyzed, the intellect is chasing those expectations because of the subtle ego, and we experience the world is suffering. World is suffering. That is one way to understand. Take an incident yesterday. What happened in Georgia? A shooting incident occurred at Apache High School in Georgia. Four people died, including two students and two teachers. Suspect in shooting had a bad intention of shooting. Did anyone know before the shooting started? No. So, what is happening to my mind? I have to know. I'm shooting through anxiety, I'm shooting through reaction, I'm shooting through pleasure, I'm shooting through expectations. And then I have learned something from the Eastern wisdom I want to impose through the intellect. So there is a conflict between the two. So this adolescent will be charged with a murder and will be tried as an adult. I'm just explaining that example with reference to this. No one knows the bad intention. No one knows that I am anxious. I'm controlling myself. I'm polishing myself. Very subtle. It means that I have yet to purify the mind. Why? Because of the delusion, selfishness, ego. They all are working deeper at the deeper layer of my mind, and my intellect will take over it. And once the intellect takes over, now see the scenario. See the scenario. He is also just a school student. So he has gun in his hand. So what the cop should do? Oh, please give me the gun. Or hands up, drop the gun. My intellect with a clear knowledge must drop the mind with an anxiety. Just trying to explain, and then I will explain in a third way. Cops are ready to shoot him down. Yes. What is the message I want to give to you? You have to think a lot about it to be very clear. The killer, the school student, has a gun. The cops also has a gun. Who has the right intention? Who has the right intention? Cops has the right intention, and they are ready, they can shoot down. Nobody is going to complain. Cops are not being charged. The killer is being charged. So, the impurity of the mind in the form of anxiety, selfishness, duality, ego is burning inside. And I don't want to shoot it down. I say, okay, let us continue. After all, I have an anxiety. I have a lot of expectations from you, honey. But anyhow, I'm talking to you in love. Why? I'm talking to you out of care and love and affection because I'm a seeker. What do you mean by it? I'm a seeker that I should live in conflict? Ask yourself. You have to be very clear. That's why, I thought that I was reading this news and I got concerned. Do you see the good intention and the bad intention? Outer action is the same. The killer is also shooting the people. Cops are also shooting the same person. The cops are also shooting. Physical action is the same, but mental intention. I have an anxiety. I can tell you, if you believe or not, I have an anxiety and duality and a delusion. It is because of my selfishness. It is because of my expectations. It is because of my false eye. Otherwise, there is no reason. I still continue to have those expectations, and that is why. So, did you understand? The cop and the school student, they both want to shoot. Outer action is the same, inner intention is different. Because the inner intention is different, the cops can shoot, will not be charged. And this guy is already charged, isn't it? That is what we do majority of the time, which is blocking me in my evolution and the growth. Again, use this boy and the cop as a metaphor. The boy and the cop fight against each other. Might have a good cop has a good intention. No, I have to bring him down, save other lives. That cop is your intellect. Cop is your intellect, making the things very clear. First, ask the intellect, do I know the principle? Do I have the right knowledge? Do I have a clarity? Yes, the cops have a clarity. Shooting incident took place. Lo, let us take a position and where he is. Either he should drop the gun or we will shoot. Is there any doubt? It looks very terrible you are talking about. So let us make it softer so that you will understand. That is what our Krishna, the greatest master, says, and I will refer that verse. Why? So, both two things are required, meditation practice and the knowledge. Why? 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 How our masters have thought of it, contemplated, reflected, and passed on this wisdom. You'll be amazed. The world constantly influences, is it not? The moment you wake up in the morning, the world, relations, people, food, events, pressure at workplace, unexpected behavior and attitude from others. So, meditation is important. Understand clearly. So, meditation is very important. Meditation is important to prevent not to be influenced or dictated by the outer influences. If the life is smooth sailing, no one criticizes you, for example. Now, coming to the personal level. Life is smooth sailing. No one criticizes you. No one reacts to you. Everyone appreciates you. Is it possible? No. From where it comes? From the world outside. What is to be done? Meditation, not to be dictated, but with the knowledge. With the knowledge. If that knowledge is not there, the mind will continue to have an anxiety, reaction, duality, and conflict. So I have a dual personality. What is inside me? Okay, honey, I love you, but internally I have an intention of a boy, not a cop. Will you change? As I'm just making it very simple. In ask yourself, I am a seeker. I have a good intention. Yes, very good. I am a seeker. I have a good intention, and you come and insert me. So I think that I'm a seeker, and still you insert me. Still you don't appreciate me. From where this thought has come? This thought has come from the ego. This thought has come from the false I. So you have not been able to purify your mind. What you're talking about? So you are a seeker, so no one should. Jesus was crucified. Buddha was stoned for years together. So I build in my mind with an emotion the kind of a selfishness. So ego changes its color. Now I'm a seeker. You see that lot of people, they don't understand. Why they should understand? You should understand yourself. You all are seekers, so I'm talking. My master used to teach totally in a different way. He used to hammer. When we think we are a seeker, we also think because I am a seeker, so no one should hurt me and react to me. Everyone should say namaste to me. Ask a lot of people who are not attending this session. They say, oh, look at this crazy group. They are wasting their time and effort. Are you getting it? You too, you have to have a higher level of endurance and an emotional poise to recognize the false I in my ego is taking a about turn. That needs to. Do other boys came forward and said, oh, I have a good intention. Cops, are you listening? What I'm saying, understand my mind hides the problem, past impressions, duality, and a conflict under the disguise of an ego and continues to claim that I am a seeker. And then what happens? Now you have already claimed that you are a seeker and you are still having a problem. Then you will say, I have attended your session for years together and nothing happened, hence I'm leaving. I will not chase you. That's the biggest problem with me. What it means, I'm good to everyone. Again, I'm repeating you. Understand, I'm good to everyone even when I have a lot of anxiety. Now, see, that is the rationalization. I'm very good to you all, even if I have an anxiety. First, why you have an anxiety? Tackle this. Then you should have a good intention. That is what the Eastern wisdom is saying. We don't follow modern science or hide your anxiety because no, you have to give a talk. We don't say that. That's not working in here. I do not hurt. Now, see, again concluding, I do not hurt. I should have a good intention in me. And it comes through the mind, feeling, and emotion. First, I have to check, do I have a good intention? So when I have a good intention, does the cop have any confusion to shoot down this boy? No. So from the good intention comes the good action. But how do you differentiate? The cop is also going to kill the boy, and the boy is also killing others. Physical action is the same, internal intention is the different. We have to create that good intention. And it will only come when mind is purified. As is another problem. You have to accept this. Even if you have a good intention, convert it into a physical action, the other will perceive that you have a bad intention. That is why meditation. And what I am explaining, that knowledge should also be assimilated and digested in my mind. Meditation and knowledge both should work together. I believe you are getting it. What it means, I do not hurt for the sake of the heart. Now, take it in a normal day to day. Friends meet. Oh, that Mr. Michael is so crazy. And we enter into a gossip. What benefit you get? What benefit you get? No, I'm not asking, Master is asking. Can I hold back? But if I'm asking that Michael is so crazy and I don't like him, I hate him. So you already created a bad intention in your mind. Impressions are going to accumulate and you will have a dual personality action outside. So the master says, I should always have a sense of givingness instead of possessiveness. I should have a sense of humility instead of ego. I should also have an intention of supporting cops. Bring the cops here. Supporting, protecting, instead of withdrawing. I should have, I should find out what is the best response instead of a reaction. I will get out of that anxiety and duality in my mind. My mind will follow the intellect with the knowledge. Can you convert that into a principle? Yes. Never hurt anyone like the boy has an intention to shoot. Yesterday, he killed 4 people. A person may not feel good even if you like to help others because others like you. What I should do? Think of it. People may doubt your intention, but stick to that intention. People may say that you don't want their progress, but stick to. But first, you should have a right intention. You like desert, you like full of sugar, and you are suffering from diabetes. Doctor says eat this, don't eat that. Doctor has the right intention. Do you see that? I'm giving you many examples. So you follow it, but sometimes you lose it. The last thing is very important. You have a good intention, you have a right intention, what is right thing to do in your life, you stick to it, you will not be noticed for years together. How come? Easy. Thanks God, I don't know what is going to happen in the future, but I was not fined by the traffic for the last almost 18, 19 years. No traffic. only once, and I fought the case and I won in New Jersey. What is the message? Is it I drive in a speed limit every day? Nobody is going to notice me. But if I speeding, cops will notice, people will notice, and I'll be punished. So if I have a bad intention, people are going to notice. Are you getting it? Think, think. Last point that I should refer to you to that Gita, what the Gita says. What the Gita says, there is a verse, and Gita, what the Gita says, that now see the basic principle. When the sense organs with the mind engaged in expectations and pleasure seeking, when the motor organs with the same mind trying to hold you, you are, Master is saying, I'm not saying, Master says you are a hypocrite. Think. Don't get annoyed, but constantly think and contemplate. Principle, what is the principle? Gita, Krishna says, sense organs with the mind is moving in one direction. Why the Dennis is not appreciated me? So that is there. But I'm giving a lesson. My intellect holds me. So physical action through the tongue. What about what I have spoken, Dennis? Can you say something? Now I'm waiting. I'm expecting. Do you see that? So I have yet to purify the mind. Understand it clearly. Now, I just referred one verse from the Gita. There are 700 verses in Gita. Every verse is such a beautiful principle. It helps you to open up yourself. So the knowledge is required. Knowledge has to be assimilated. I learned the principle, I have to contemplate and reflect. What the heck? Why I have an anxiety and duality? Come on. Where is the problem? And you will find one of the nine factors, and more than one factors out of these nine factors is causing the anxiety. First, calm down. Have an intention of a cock. Don't have an intention of a boy. So, just say, are you understanding? Physical action is the same. I believe you have got it. Outer physical action is, they both have the gun. They both are shooting. Once we move into the higher level, we have to talk in that we have to ruthlessly take care of this mind. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Sitting, place, position, and posture, being comfortable, being carefree. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. I'm not saying you the meaning, you know the meaning. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Because you have been repeating it, so you have that good intention. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. You have need not to be Taylor Swift and Beyonce to sing. You have to use the knowledge. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. In our future lessons, I will just complete the first five steps in a just in few minutes. Awareness of the first neighbor from outside. I relate, my mind relates with the sense organ and with the past impression with the expectation. So the world causes the problem to me. No. So intellect comes, the knowledge. Second neighbor, body. I wake up in the morning, I have lot of problems. Why? Because I'm the body. In deep sleep, I'm not the body, I have no problem. Do you see that? Third neighbor, hunger and thirst, the prana and the energy. Oh, let me take a cup of tea. You don't do it in deep sleep. So it means there is still some sense of attachment and clinging is there. Mind, pain and pleasure. Fourth neighbor. Okay, I'm aware. You are my neighbor. I have to think, contemplate, reflect before I agree with you. Do you see intellect and I thought? Fifth neighbor. Sixth neighbor. Ignorance. Behind that, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. I completed just hardly in 3 to 4 minutes. The first stage. The second stage, looking inside the forehead, my friend. Om Shanti. Start dropping the Om Shanti. You'll have a conflict. There the problem comes. You're dropping Om Shanti, mind says, "Oh, I have a lot of expectation from that." Emotional dependence, selfishness, ego, all are there. And you are still dropping Om Shanti patiently. In the state of the stillness in the body, you start breathing long and the hissing breath into the belly. Not quick and the fast, it is the long, so that you expand your belly like a balloon. You squeeze your belly. Your belly is squeezed and it touches the spine. Let us do it. We'll be doing 3 rounds. When I said I will be doing 3 rounds, does your mind react? Intentionally I said it. Or does your mind say, oh, I can do it 10 rounds also? No problem. Cop in the boy. Continue long in the hissing breath into the belly. Remember, Om Shanti continues. You are aware of the space inside the forehead and you take a long and deep breath. It is not the quick and the fast. Remember, you inhale. I discussed about it, peripheral and chemoreceptors are influenced. Minimum when we do the 3 rounds, what it happens, you have variety of experiences of tingling, numbness, heaviness, vision, colors, and intentionally we will create lot of vision experiences later on. And stop it first. Awareness of the flow of the breath, and see that the breath returns to its normal pattern. The mind was interfering to have a deep and long breath, and it returns to its not. So everything is done by the Prakriti. There is a consciousness force. I have to recognize that. And looking, Om Shanti continues. Keep looking inside the forehead and start the second round of long. Deepen the hissing breath into the belly. Body remains steady. Body remains steady. Here, breathing, hissing, long breath. Om Shanti continues. Body remain in the state of the stillness. You see, sometimes even the 2 minutes seems to be very challenging. So that is an indication that the mind has some impressions and it wants to trigger and oppose it. So you use the endurance, where endurance lives in the intellect. We have done this, but I'm reminding you. And stop this. Stop means the mind has stopped, and you're looking at breath, awareness of the flow of the breath, and you may find that both the nostrils may have an equal flow. It would be good. When we do it 5 or 6 rounds, minimum 3 minutes each, normally the flow of the breath becomes equal, and in that you have variety of experiences. We will do that. Now the third round, start breathing long in the hissing breath, continue to drop Om Shanti inside the forehead. Now bring your awareness on the flow of the breath, lead this step, and continue to drop Om Shanti deep inside the forehead to keep the mind deeper within, not to get swayed away, directed, dictated, influenced by any other thoughts, feeling, and emotions. And see that can I sustain awareness of the flow of the breath in the state of sensation, relaxation, and stillness? If it is possible, we are definitely doing very good. And now you drop the Om Shanti on the 16 segments of the fingers and check that you feel those sensations because awareness goes there. Where the awareness goes, there the prana also goes. And that is why we feel the peculiar sensation on these 16 segments. If we don't feel, it's also okay in the beginning. We will check the intellect over the mind or the mind over the intellect. So we discussed that Om Shanti, you may drop the way your mental state is. Om Shanti. Mind may stay on the particular segment for a few seconds, or it will acquire a rhythm. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Yes, follow that, what your the mind says, but with reference to the Om Shanti. Now move the mind inside the cave of your heart. Visualize the triangle of any color, equilateral triangle. Move the mind on the side of a triangle while dropping Om Shanti. It is a subtle movement of the mind. And once you find a sync clockwise and anti-clockwise, that is the point, that is the time. Mentally and pushing the mind deep inside the cave of your heart. Mind seemingly stops. You drop Shanti and done. Done means what? We are not doing anything. We are waiting. Waiting for revelation, knowledge, whatever you may say. Well, if your mind is distracted, you can return to a triangle, visualize it, move it clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then return again to, that is what I'm using the word self-absorption. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both of arms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the arms. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. We will share our experiences. How are you, Dennis?
Fine, thank you. Meditation was very comfortable. After the breathing, a lot of sensations, especially in the hands, and then very deep state of quietness, dark space at the end, and was ready to continue for much longer.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful experience in the meditation. How are you, David and Jay?
Sir, good, thank you. Interesting in the beginning stages when we did that breathing exercise, and I think the first one you said was you look at your reality or what's going on right now, breathing in Om Shanti, and then the next Shanti was about your real self, and then the third one was I forgot what the third one was, but I felt like this huge vastness of just potential. Like the first one was very limiting, the second one was very open and by the time I got to the third one, it was just ever expansive.
Yes, yes, definitely. One Shanti is for the known world. Even if the known world seems to be infinite, it is limited. and to the unknown world, second. And third Shanti is about the real self. So when we take the mind deep inside, we get away from the world of people, things, and relationship, and that mind merges into the higher consciousness, gives that experience. Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
So I'm good, thank you. And thank you to the person that asked the question in the email. Because it's always nice to recap. And I think that the mind is attached to the true nature, which then inspires the intellect to inspire the attitude and the intention. And then we don't ever worry about how our thoughts, speech, or actions are received, because we know they come from the best place.
Beautiful.
And the meditation was really deep. I so love this one pointed focus on the belly breath and then the japa, and it just, wow, it's very deep.
Beautiful, beautiful. You rightly said. Just think, the principle in the Krishna Gita, Krishna says mind plus sense organs, mind plus motor organs. Mind, what I'm going to speak, motor organs, intention, mind. You see the senses? That creates a conflict. Why there is a conflict? Because of the impurities in the mind, all those 9 factors I have repeated many a time. So everyone, we should remain aware of what is happening, why it is happening. And you will recognize there is some form of an expectation, maybe an ego, maybe an expectation, maybe a pleasure seeking, maybe that I did not examine my life from this perspective. And then the life changes instantly. Knowledge plus meditation. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for the meditation at the beginning as well. That's going to be really helpful. So when we went to the second meditation after the lesson, you said to say Om Shanti, bring the awareness into the space, and then when the mind kicks up, to be patient. And so, like, in a word, that's where I realized I've been a little tripped up, is that sometimes when the mind gets going, even though I'm offering it the intellect and the mantra, I get impatient when it doesn't stop. So I need to really, especially when it's like something that's really bothering me. This thing, the situation.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
okay, Om Shanti.
Yes.
Situation.
Yes, you're right. Situation, and you drop Om Shanti, maintain your awareness. Relations, Om Shanti, and you maintain that awareness. So the mind with the senses and the mind with the motor organs go together. That is why I explained to you the cop has the right intention. So the cop does not have an anxiety, oh, should I kill, should I not kill? But the boy has just one bad intention, to kill as many as people as possible. Just see, that is how the mind works. When the mind is guided and dictated by the ignorance, it has to do the same way. It becomes violent, it becomes reactive, it becomes anxious, it becomes blame and complain and reaction. Lot of stuff comes. But remember the principle, mind with the senses, mind with the motor organs. And there comes, in between comes the intellect. So the intellect looks at mind with the sense organ, going into anxiety? No. Mind with the motor organs, I want to prove that I have a right intention. If you take the interview of this boy who shot it, he will tell that I have a right intention. How are you, Barbara? Leave it, it's left to the law enforcement what they do.
I am good, thank you. I have been very anxious lately, and the meditation today really helped, and it was very deep, and I'm completely calm right now. But, when I do the meditation at home, I can never reach anywhere near the state that I do when you guide it.
Yes, yes. So there is some influence. That is why we say it is a master and a seeker tradition, master and a disciple tradition. Many people say that. Yes, that happens. So what happens, there is an umbrella of the knowledge and the wisdom in the presence of a teacher. And that umbrella is replaced by the umbrella of anxiety when you do yourself. But gradually and progressively, it will happen. It will happen. We have to consistent. Remember, in your case, remember in everybody's case, outer situation influences me. So let me recognize it by understanding and followed by the meditation. Any situation, in any condition, you may have a different situation, I may have a different challenge. But you cannot tell that no one has no challenges. How are you, Terry?
Good, good. It was helpful.
It was
The lesson. I agree with Jerry.
yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree with you. So internally, I'm explaining technically the mind with the sense organ guided by the knowledge. Knowledge says I have anxiety, expectation. Oh, I recognize it and I drop it. Now the mind with the motor organs does the activity. Oh, that is what I gave metaphorically the example of a cough. Beautiful. How are you, Christina?
Thank you. The metaphor of the cup and the boy just made me sense this tug of war, splitting of ourselves, and noticing the endurance, sticking with it, committing to it.
Yeah.
Makes me feel a sense of wholeness through the practice at the end of like integrating the split parts of myself.
Yeah, that is how we have to think, speak, and act in our life. You wake up in the morning, the body will complain, 10 issues. Then there is cloud, so it's a bad morning. Then you remember your boss at a workplace. Then you remember your honey and the kids. So waking state is terrible, made by the mind, not terrible. I'm just, so that needs to be understood. How dare I have those influences in my mind? Once you have it, you change. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. The mind was calm, and it's like that. I keep working on to keep my intentions clear and not to expect from the outside world to praise for that, because it is my duty to clear my intentions. So,
Beautiful. Yes. Yes. And it can happen in a fraction of a millisecond. We just need that awareness. And when you live into that awareness, it is done. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर मेडिटेशन बहुत काम की और सर जो हिपोक्रेट्स आपने बताए हैं वो हमारे आसपास बहुत बहुत हैं तो
Don't worry about the hypocrites who are outside. I have to challenge my mind who is a hypocrite.
हाँ
As a seeker, my role is to challenge my mind. I have not to worry about who is a hypocrite outside. Let them be, let them enjoy their life. What I have to do? I have to do nothing with anyone. That is very important, Sangeeta. I have not to do. Because if you keep on focusing outside, if you keep on focusing outside, then you will find out how many people are hypocrite outside. But that will not prove that you are also a hypocrite. So I have to search my own self. It is the journey of the self-discovery, not the journey of others' discovery. That is all. Thank you very much. We will meet again.
Thank you, sir.